it is time to collect some of our maple sap. We've actually done that quite a bit over the last few days, and we have about 35 gallons. Typically, there's a 40-to-1 ratio of sap to syrup, so we are at the point where we could get close to a full gallon. There are times where the ratio is higher or lower, and this year our neighbors actually have had a ratio of about 30-to-1, which is super exciting. I have no idea if we'll get the same. We have a different variety of maples more than likely. They may be getting more or less sunlight than ours, and a tree that has a larger canopy, is older, and is getting more sunlight is typically going to actually have a higher sugar content, and therefore the ratio will be smaller, so you will get more syrup for less sap. But we'll see what actually happens for us. During our collection, we have a bunch of 6-gallon food-safe totes. This is what we use along with a funnel when we're out in the woods doing the collection, and then we bring everything back up to a much larger tub to put it all together. All I'm going to do here is pop my funnel into my food-safe container, and I'm going to dump away. These are, as I said on the first video, they're heavy. They are 3-gallon buckets, and this one I'm collecting when it's about 2 gallons full. I don't like to let too much sap sit in here because if it's getting a little bit warmer, it could go bad, even though it's actually so cold right now that there's a little bit of sap as ice in here. And also, because I don't want it to overfill, and there's always a possibility of something happening that takes my attention away for a little bit, which means I wouldn't be able to get out here every day. So I really want to make sure that I'm gathering it even when it's not full. This funnel is serving 2 purposes. It is a funnel so that I'm getting everything actually into the tote rather than on the ground, and it does also have a little bit of a filter in it. We've got these lids here, and they really help with debris, but they don't keep everything out. And this funnel and filter are definitely not the end either. There are more filtering processes that will go through further in the all over sap to syrup process. And now I just have a ring of ice left, so I'm going to throw this back on the tree. The next part of the sap gathering process is to get it into this ginormous IBC tote. This actually holds 300 gallons, which is way more than we need this year, and more than likely more than we'll need any other year. What we've done here is, although this is the right time for sap, which means it's getting below freezing at night, it is still getting to above 40 during the day most days. And it's really important that we don't let the sap sit out too long and get too warm, because then it might start going bad. So what we've done is we've taken this tote and we took our tractor and completely covered it in snow. When we first started this a couple of days ago, we actually had snow all the way to the top, pretty much on all 3 sides, and then a little bit up the front. Obviously that has been melting, but it's still been doing a really good job of keeping this cool. We know that because it's on the north side of the cabin, and so it's never getting direct sunlight, and also some of the sap inside is frozen. So if it's making ice, it is clearly not so warm that it is going to be going rancid. So I'm feeling still really comfortable with that. So I'm going to take my little 6-gallon food safe container, dump that in here, and then when we're actually ready to change the sap into syrup, there is down at the bottom a great little twisty thing is the only thing that comes to mind right now. Little spigot, that's the word. And we'll use the tractor and the forks to actually lift this up, and then we'll have it over our evaporator so we can get all of the sap really easily into the evaporator to make our syrup. Our sap is off the tree, into the Food Safe tote and now into our enormous IBC Food Safe tote. So keep checking back for the rest of our maple syrup videos. If you didn't catch it yet, we did post one 2 weeks ago, I think. And it shows how we actually went about the process of tapping our trees. So check that one out, and then make sure you're checking back for an overview of the evaporator that my husband built, and then of course an overview of the process that we're actually going to go through to turn the sap into the delicious syrup. So of course, to make sure you're getting notified of all of those, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow notification, and you will always be in the loop with what we've got going on. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me up at the Minnesota Homestead, and we will see you back here next time.